We want to turn now to Democratic Congresswoman Debbie Wasserman Schultz, who joins me now. And Congresswoman, I just want to get your reaction to these latest developments and the Speaker's plan to move forward with this short-term CR. Is that something you're open to supporting?
Absolutely not. What we need to do is take up the bill that the Senate passed unanimously last night, which makes sure that we can set aside the already well-funded ICE and CBP, which got $150 billion in the Big Ugly Law last year, and ensure that we can fully pay our TSA agents, make sure that we can fund the Coast Guard and FEMA, and by the way, nonprofit security grants, which are vital right now with the explosive rise in anti-Semitism and anti-Semitic attacks. Not 10 days ago, Temple Israel, the largest synagogue in the United States, was attacked by someone who was reacting to and clearly connected to what's going on in Iran. And those are funded out of the Department of Homeland Security as well. What Republicans seem to be doing, and Mike Johnson is leading the charge, is bear hugging the shutdown that they caused. We have always, and President Trump finally acknowledged by saying he was going to fund TSA out of the slush fund from the Big Ugly Law. That could have been done weeks ago. This should never have been a crisis that was caused and now blown up by Republicans. They own it, and we need to take up the bill the Senate passed last night and make sure that we can continue to negotiate on the vital reforms that are essential to ensure that ICE and CBP conduct their business like normal law enforcement agencies and treat people with fairness and just.
But can you still get those reforms? Because Leader Thune said that ship has sailed.
We have to make sure that we continue to fight to prevent ICE from running roughshod over people's rights. And we have made, as Democrats, tremendous progress. Kristi Noem was fired. The ICE is out of Minneapolis. We have a commitment from the new Homeland Security Secretary that they will use judicial warrants. I mean, those are the things that, at the beginning of this, the Trump administration said, no way, we're not going to do that. We're going to go full steam ahead. But the reason that they have relented, the reason that they have been worn down is because the American people are stunned and appalled by the conduct that ICE agents and CBP agents are engaged in. They see them brutalizing the American people. Listen, Nicole, the ICE is roving around the towns that I represent, stopping lawn trucks randomly, indiscriminately, yanking people who have brown skin or have a heavy Hispanic accent and bringing them into detention without regard to whether or not they've committed a crime, which is what Donald Trump said was going to be his top priority. This mass deportation scheme is appalling to the American people, and we need to make sure that there are reforms in place while ensuring that the Coast Guard, TSA, and FEMA are fully funded.
Yeah, and I want to turn to one other topic. As you know, your fellow Florida Democratic Congresswoman Sheila Sherfilis McCormick was found guilty by the House Ethics Committee on dozens of charges related to stealing pandemic relief funds to boost her congressional campaign. Should she resign?
Well, I'm going to wait to see the full Ethics Committee report and what the full committee recommends as sanctions. I know that they met last night, had a hearing, and they released the adjudicatory committee's findings, but I want to make sure that I wait to see the full set of recommendations before making a judgment.
All right, Congresswoman Debbie Wasserman Schultz, we thank you so much for joining us here tonight.